welcome back to the Can't Tell Us Nothing podcast. I'm Aoki.
And I'm Diamond. And we have a guest today, Miss
Hey,
Cricket.
y'all, hey.
You can introduce yourself for us, for those that don't know you.
My name is Donna Ridges, but my business name is Cricket. I'm running for District 4 City Council. I've been a business owner in Marlboro County for 30 plus years. I moved here in 1987. I'm originally from Detroit, Michigan. The D, baby, what's up?
Okay. So what made you want to run for city council?
Well, I've been interested in the day-to-day activity of the city for years, and a lot of times you feel like your voice isn't heard because you're used to talking around like family or in the barbershop and the beauty salon, different things like that. But I felt it was just time for me to step out and not just talk about it, but be about it. So what better avenue than to run for a council seat so that I can be a part of making decisions instead of just talking about what I think needs to be done, but I can actually put my hand and my vote on it.
Okay. I don't know too much about politics.
Right, me either.
Right, and that's a common thing, because I'm a teacher as well. In cosmetology school, we're taught to never talk about politics or religion,
Right.
and that's so that it's a touchy subject. But they've actually made it like it's taboo to talk about it. So if it's taboo to talk about it, then it's taboo to know about it. But whether you know about politics, politics knows about you, because politics needs your vote. Politics needs your data. They're concerned about you, so you need to be concerned about politics. We all need to know. So we can't make it. We have to like dispel the old myths of don't worry about that. Just let those people handle that. But when those people make decisions for us, then it affects us, whether it's financially, whether it's geographically, with laws and rules and regulations and ordinances and business, just all sorts of things. So we have to be informed whether we want to or not. We have to just venture off into that arena. And I know that some people are afraid, so that's why you would pick someone like me who is willing to step out and learn all about, the politics and be the voice for you. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So, what are some duties do you like as a city council member? Like, what are some duties?
Well, we make rules. Well, let's say ordinances. Like,
Okay.
let's just say something as simple as you, your business sign can only be so many inches on your window.
Okay.
Or so many different colors. Or like downtown, our buildings can only we can't paint our buildings any color that we want. So that means your business should exemplify or be an example of how you feel. So let's just say that my color was purple and I wanted my building purple, but the ordinance say that it has to be one of these colors right here. So that would be one of the things that city council would do. Trash. Like if there's houses in a neighborhood and they're vacant. And in other cities, thank God, I love Marlboro County, that in other cities, people will come and vandalize them. They'll set them on fire, do different things like that. And so when you make ordinances that maybe that this house, whoever owns this house, you have to keep the grass cut. You have to make sure that it's boarded up, different things like that. So that's what city council members have to vote on, different things like, as well as find ways to work with the economic developer and the mayor to find ways to push us forward instead of digressing backwards. And to me, I feel like that's what we've been doing maybe for the last 15, 20 years. We've been digressing instead of moving forward. So you have to have the right people who are open-minded, who are forward-thinking, who are willing to go out there and travel. And I love to travel. I've been lots of places. And whenever I go somewhere, I always look at the business sector. I like to see what's popping, what's trending, what restaurants, how they vibing. Like just the feel that you get in the environment. And I would love to bring that back to, business field. Like I want us to be up because the world has changed. COVID changed us.
True.
So when we got back to being outside, we outside. When we got back to being outside, it was almost like a shutdown so that we could rethink and start something new. So people learned all about business. People learned about grants and just all sorts of things because we had time to think. And so now that we have time to think and we know what we want and everybody's open-minded and clear thinking and focused, now we need those right people in the right places to be able to bring those dreams and visions and goals to fruition, and not just on an individual level but on a city and a county level. See, it's no good for you to have like this beautiful place right here and you would want to expand, and it would be an ordinance in place where they would say, well, we can't have but so many of this type of business in a certain area or something like that. So, it's just different things like that. You need the right people to make sure that those rules are not made. So it's not so much also with making ordinances, but making sure that some ordinances are removed as well.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see. So back to the business part of it.
Which is my favorite.
What's some of the hardest challenges, or what's the hardest challenge that you see as a local business owner?
Listen, okay, the number one thing that I've noticed or that I've been griping about or just just been heavy on my heart is that the buildings downtown and in certain areas are not up to date, like they're dilapidated. And so when they're dilapidated, I may have the funding to start my business, but I don't have the funding to fix up your building, like your roof or, things like that. So that makes it limited. So we could have a lot of people who are actually pre-approved with funding or, just have what they need, but we don't have a lot of space or property here that we could use, facilitate our business out of. So that's one of the things. We're limited in property, and so that's one of the things that I'm really concerned about. Is that when people move here, they want to start businesses, but they always ask existing businesses, do you know where another building is, or do you know where something is that I can rent, and it's like if I have to go in and totally restructure your building for you, then I'm already at a deficit. Like I'm that's not how it should be.
Do you think that plays a part in why a lot of young people actually move away when they hit like a certain age? Like after they graduate high school, or
well, I think that it's a myriad of things. I think that that is of course because I'm a school teacher, we try to push you to go to college. We try to push you to go into the workforce, where the workforce has dwindled, and so we don't have as much industry here now. And so of course people want better. Like one thing that I love about the social media is that even if you can't be in that place, you can see what they're doing. Like it gives you hope. And so if there's no hope, if there's no vision, my people perish. So if there's no vision, there's nothing here to excite us or ignite the fire in us to dream and be able to grasp that dream. Then of course people are going to go further and look for green grass. I'm going next door to see if the grass greener over there. But we would like to stay in town because now one of the things that I know is Biggsville used to be the mecca of Marlboro County.
Right.
I mean, we had all of the salons. We had money. It was lots of industry here. Oh my gosh, it was Hanes and it was Marley's and Essex. It was a lot of stuff going on here. And it was a lot of economic growth. But when industry leaves or jobs leave, then that means it's money leaving, you know, in the home. And so then that means that people have to look for other sources of income, whether it's Section 8 or, you know, different things like that. And then one of the other things is that we have to be competitive with our, what is it called? Our wages. Because $12 an hour, I cannot pay mortgage or rent.
Right.
Yeah, we've got to be competitive and bring in at least 25 on up, $20, $25 on up. Like we got, and you know, and this is what I say, because I'm thinking of myself as a constituent, and when I get in that seat, I'm still a constituent, but I get to make a vote, and then I get to put the situation or the question or the problem on the table. So, when I think of myself as a citizen, a constituent, how can I make $20 an hour in a plant and it's not menial labor, and then someone at Chick-fil-A is making $18 an hour.
Right.
They may not get $40 an hour, but work is work. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So we have to make sure that the industry that comes here is competitive with our wages, so that we would be able to, because one of the things is rent is going up. Okay, so I've been looking at some things on Facebook, and they were like, "It's $1,800."
And that's the one I see
today. It's $1,200, and it's, you know, such and such $100. Well, like I said, things changed during COVID. Like rent went up because people that own property were not getting their rent, and the government had it where they had to wait all of that long time. And sometimes you may have a mortgage on that rental property, and so that means you're not paying me, but I still got to pay them, type of situation going on. But if we want to be competitive with making more monies, we have to understand that rent is going to go up, and you know, different things like that are going to go up as well. And so it's like it's the dog eat dog world. It's like it's the way of life, you know. And so we have to kind of think about it. We can't, if we're going to bring stuff here, then our mindset has to evolve as well. Like I'm in Atlanta right now, you know. So you know, I can't want to be in Atlanta right here, but I want to pay you $10 because I'm sure everything in here costs. Nothing was for free. So our mindset has to change as well. How we think about what we're trying to bring to, you know, Marlboro County.
I said a post like that today too. They said you can't be a millionaire if you're stuck with a $20 mindset.
That's right. That's right. Even though millionaires and rich people don't spend a lot of money. But they do strategic spending. And I've noticed that people, myself included, of the lower economical structure, we spend how we think rich people spend, but they're not spending like that. Like, we need to do more saving and investing. They can spend like that if they wanted to because they invested. So that was one of the things, again, through COVID. Like, we learned to invest in Robinhood. We learned to E-Trade. We learned to buy stocks and Bitcoins. And, you know, even though Bitcoin is plummeted, I'm keeping mine. It's gonna stay right there until it goes all the way back up. You ain't never had, right? Yeah, it's gonna stay right there because I'm just gonna believe. And that's one of the things with stocks. It may look like it's going down, but if you believe in it, it goes down, you buy more. Yep. And then when it goes back up, okay, you cash out or you know,
right?
Yeah. So you know, it's different things that. I love think tanks, and that's one of the things that I want to fight for or suggest if I become a city council, is that for businesses that we create a business hub. And the business hub, they have them in lots of cities. And the business hub would be a place where you can learn about how to create a business plan, a short form business plan, or maybe long. You would learn about how to get funding and build business credit. You would learn about a DUNS number. You would learn about how to be registered for government funding, how to get an EIN number. So people has charged a lot of money to get your EIN number and it, to get your LLC and different things like that. And I'm not fighting, and I ain't knocking the game. But I'm just saying those things could be more readily accessible for us if we had a business hub. And the SBA loans and different things. Like SBA really blessed us during the COVID, but SBA was always there. It was a little bit harder to get a loan, but since they've actually been feeding in the small business and rebuilding America, they're more lenient with getting a SBA, a small business loan. And there's so many things out there that you can get to help fund a business, and knowing how to, do your accounting and keeping, tabs on different, sorts of things and stuff that could make your business grow. It's so easy to get business credit.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I wish I would have got a business loan sometimes. Because I look on Google all the time and I can see a whole bunch of business loans, but I still don't really know which one to trust and which one should I go with. I never was really... I was so scared of picking one that I just tried to save all my money up or getting my parents help versus just getting a loan or getting help from anything.
And that's one of the things about a small business owner. When you start from scratch, when you start from, grassroots, you're like, I'm going to save my money. That's how I did my first salon. I would buy the furniture. I've done everything like that. Like even my house, I would just buy the furniture before the house was even fixed, and I would just store it up and store it up and store it up.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
Right. And then when I'm ready, I put my house together in one day, and I'm like, it's ready from the front to the back, because I've been, storing up and storing up and storing up. But what I've learned is throughout learning business is that you don't spend your money, your cash money. You get a business loan, and then that way it builds credit because that helps you get more money. So it's just like credit. They want you to have a loan already so that they can see how you pay the loan to give you more money.
Right.
So it's very easy to do. I thought it was hard, but Facebook and Instagram and just watching different things, I got that credit cleaned up, and it was, because, I'm just going to keep it real with I would think, well, I don't need no credit. I ain't going to worry about my credit this year. But then when you think you want to buy something, I got to go fix my credit up. It's really good to have your credit together, and it's very easy. And I've helped quite a few people get their credit together in 6 months. Right. To go from 5-something to a 750, it's very easy. And I learned during COVID of how to work the system in order to get your credit score up, and then how to get use your EIN number instead of using your Social Security number. So it's just different things. And I feel like if they want business to come here, and we need business because business pays taxes, right? So we need the business there, and the more businesses there, because when people come to Mae's Beauty Spa, they're going over there to McDonald's, Cookout. Right. So they come to one business to actually feed to another business. So that's why you need businesses. They're different type because each one feeds off of the other. And so we really, really, really need that, especially in the downtown area. We really do, because in most cities, downtowns died out because they went to the malls. But now the malls are dying out, and now the infrastructure of downtown is being rebuilt all over in all states. So I want to revitalize the downtown area.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
that's one of my questions too. Once you admit it was something that your main focus is, that's one of the questions you're already.
Okay, so I really want to build small businesses in the business field, because I'm running for business field, but I love the whole county.
Right.
And that's one thing about me. I want all towns to realize that we're not separate entities, but we're all a part of Marlboro County, right? And so I really want to rebuild the business district downtown with restaurants and maybe some jazz bars or some different things. Like, I want us to be competitive with Florence.
Me too.
Because I'm sleepy at night, but I still want to unwind and I still want to have a good time, but I still want to just I still want to just go 3 minutes to go home.
That's one of our main things we talk about on one podcast about why we want to move.
Right. And so I want to rebuild that, and then another thing that I want to do is one of my focuses is on like I said, bridging the gap between the school board, county council, city council, and community leaders. We have to have a strategic plan amongst all of them. See, everybody just cannot say, I'm a king over here, I'm a king over here, I'm a king over here, I'm a king over here. But you got to realize that it's a whole kingdom, right? And so when one does not feed the other correctly, then there's a gap, there's a breakdown. And so the school needs to know what the city needs, and the city needs to know what the county needs, and the community leaders need to know what we all need, because the community leaders are your church leaders and just different types of organizations, whether it's just all sorts of things, nonprofits and things like that. We all have to work together to find the gaps, the holes, and fill them so that we can work collectively and strategically. And then I want us to meet like quarterly, like every 4. I don't want to just sit there and talk about it. I want to. Everybody got to bring something to the table,
right?
And then we need to have a meeting of the minds and figure out, okay, you have the problem, but let us come up with at least 5 solutions of how we can solve this problem right here. And then we need to come back and say, well, I did this, and this for the solution to solve that problem. Because it's no good to talk about problems if you don't have any solutions.
Right.
That's just nagging somebody. And so we don't need that. Right. We need solutions. And that's what I am. I am a solution person. Like, there's a problem, I got a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C. I'm a Virgo. I got a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C. Because in my mind, I'm going to get it done. Right. We're going to get it done. Like, you just can't be one way to fix it. You know? Right. Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, so I don't think it's too many young people that really take voting serious.
Yes. Okay, so I'm glad you brought that part up.
Because I am 26, and I have never voted.
Are you registered?
I am registered.
Okay.
But I've never voted.
You gonna start now?
I'm
okay, well, this is my job to convince you.
I plan on.
Okay, right.
Right.
Okay, so like I said earlier, if you're not concerned about politics, it matters, but politics is concerned about you. They're gonna affect you. So I feel like I can't complain if I don't do something about it. Like, I can't sit around and complain. And I know a lot of people say, oh, it's just going to be the same thing anyway. Ain't nothing going to change. But do you know one vote can get the right person in? Especially on a local. Now, you know, it's a percentage when it's like the big, for the president and stuff like that. And it's those, I forgot the type of voters that they have. I can't think of it right now. But it starts with a C, but I just lost my mind. But for a local race, it's one vote. Like, one vote can make or break the right person in the seat. So, see, local affects us more than the federal.
Right.
Yeah, local affects us more than federal. You know, the federal may say, we're going to raise taxes by such and such, but the federal can raise taxes, and then the local can come back and raise them again. You get what I'm saying? Because they can still say, well, we need to raise the taxes such and such, so because we're not, our revenue is lower than what we expected, so we need to raise the light bill, or we need to raise utilities, or we need to raise, and because we don't have industry, that's what they are doing.
That's
and they really
what they're doing.
and really they don't really have a choice, because we got to have money to run the city, right? But we do get money from grants. So that means we got to have the right people in the right places, like grant writers and different things like that. And grants, what are grants? Free money from the government that they give you. And then once we get the right grant writers in there, and then we get industry in there, guess what they're going to do for us? Lower or adjust our utilities and our taxes, because you cannot get blood from a turnip. Like, I can't give you what I don't have.
That's true.
Right.
So, and thank God that they actually look at, they don't want to make us poverty stricken, but they have to go up in order to make different things wrong. But if I'm voted, you're not going to keep taking my dollars and buying police cars that we don't need. You're not going to keep taking my dollars and buying vehicles that we don't need per se. I would rather much have a policeman in the vehicle than just having so many vehicles that we can just sit and park around and different things like that. So there's so many different little things that we need to, I'm scriptural. It says the smallest foxes spoil the vine. That means, like, if in this beautiful palace, if you let your lights go unattended and they blow out, it brings down the ambiance of your place. If you don't fix your toilet and it's leaking, then it brings down the ambiance. Just the little things that can make the whole thing look like it's not feasible. You get what I'm saying? Right. And so the other thing I want to discuss is with young people not voting. I did bring some statistics for you guys. So we have roughly, per the last census, we have 28,000 people in Marlboro County. But of course, it's more than that, because some people didn't fill the census out correctly, because that's just what they're going to do. But anyway, but out of that demographic, we only have 16,188 people registered to vote. Okay, so and everything that we need to know is actually on the voterregistration.com website, and you can pull up all the data. So I just want to go through a couple of things. Out of Wallace, per the last election, which was in 22, I'm just going to give a couple of things. Out of Wallace, 1,179 people were registered to vote, and 249 actually voted.
Oh my.
Out of Clio, 1,364 people were registered to vote, and 349 voted. Out of East Bennettsville, 1,680 people are registered to vote, and 354 people voted. What are we doing? Okay? What are we doing? Out of Down West, which is, I have a little bit of Down West and Up East in my area, 1,976 people were registered to vote, and 492 people actually voted. They were the highest, well, next to the highest, because the highest was North Bennettsville, and 2,611 people were registered to vote, and only 775 people voted. So out of 16,188 people, only 22% of those people voted, which was 3,000.
That is crazy. When you hear
like that,
when you hear how they make you want to go vote.
Yeah, right.
You hear the numbers, like, let me go vote.
Right, because I don't want to be in that number. Wait a minute.
Right.
So, really, I'm sorry. Like, I that was just really slack of me right now. And so this is the thing. We have voters registrations at school all the time to get the students to register. And the thing is, we can get them to register, but getting them to vote is hard. And that's what I want to ask you ladies. What is it that you think that we can do to get the young, because the demographics and this data says from 18 to 28 don't vote. They vote just minimum.
Honestly, I have to go. I have to register to vote.
Okay.
I don't think I'm registered.
I didn't register in Marlboro County. I registered when I went to school. But
Oh.
I think I registered for Marlboro County. But they had us fill out the paperwork or something. So I think I'm registered here.
I'm a register.
Okay. So you
I didn't have to vote this time.
Right, you won't be able to vote this time, but you'll be able to November 7th, but you'll be able to vote for the president next year. But the deadline for this registration was October the 6th on paper and October the 8th via internet. So you guys missed it this time. But you guys tell me, what is it that we can do to, what is that you want to see? What is that you want to do? I know you already felt like politics just don't, I don't talk about that. But now that you know that it really affects everything, like let me tell you, I started going to the meetings like last year, county council.
I saw you posting on Facebook a lot.
You know what? I should
stuff.
have been registered now that I think about it, because I used to record the county council's meetings.
What?
And they used to get so intense. And I used to really be recording like, ooh.
Right.
What's going to be this answer?
Listen, right. Yeah, because let me tell you, you vote those people in, and not only register, but vote. But still, I need you to be there at the meetings, because this is what I tell everybody. If it's just me and you talking about making a decision for him and he's not here, we're talking. So I might say, well, I'm gonna give her what she wanted today because she looking so pretty. I'm gonna go ahead and go, whatever.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if that person is sitting over there in that audience, and if they were, looking for me to vote in their best interest, I'm not going to make that decision. I'm not going to compromise because that person is in the audience and that person knows. Because they can come right to me after the meeting and say, now, wait a minute. We voted you in because you said that you stood for this and you stood for that, and you were going to listen to us, and you was going to take our stuff, to the people that need to hear it. And you went and you compromised with them. I voted you in, but I can vote you out. Because I won't vote for you again.
So how many people are on the council board?
There are 6 people on city council and not including the mayor. And so how we have, and there are different things which the more you go, the more you learn. We have a strong council, weak mayor system. And that means that the council makes majority of the vote. And then the mayor has a tiebreaker or something like that. Yeah. So it's not like the mayor gets to make all of the decisions. They have to actually listen to what we say. Right, yeah. How we have to vote on it. And so that's why it's imperative that you get the right people in your district to stand for you. And then the other thing is that if your person, and I'm saying this out loud, if your person is not coming around, I don't need you to just see me when I want your vote. I need to be available. I need to be transparent. Right. You need to have my number. You need to be able to call me. You need to be able to inbox me. I need to be calling you back. You need to be telling me what's going on. You need to be coming to see me. You need to come up to the meeting. You need to be doing those things because I'm working for you. And so I can't work for you if I don't know what you need. If I don't know what you want. If I don't know what's going on in your district. So I feel like every council member, which is one of the things that I'm asking for, is that every council member have a district meeting with their people at least once a quarter. You gonna call me with something wrong. You gonna say, Cricket, they haven't picked up this trash in such and such and such and such time, and something like that. Because that's something that you don't want to smell that, right? But I need to have a meeting so you can just come and have a meeting. Because one, iron sharpens iron. So when she brings up something and such, then that's going to make your critical thinking get into play. And then you're going to be, and you would be amazed at some of the things that you guys say to the district representatives, even makes them go back to have that idea when they go back to the table. Because it's all of us working together. Right. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to be the mouthpiece for you. Right. but it's all of us working together. But we always need, and this is one of the things I was saying, we need y'all up here at these meetings because I'm sitting up here and I'm getting my little 3 minutes to say something, but I'm talking for me.
Right.
And so that's why I said maybe I need to try to be on the council so I can have a vote, because I'm talking, and when you talk, they don't give a rebuttal, they just listen. But if I listen, I know you heard me. You get what I'm saying? But if you at home or you on the phone going, "MAE'YOKI girl, you see such and such and such," the council person don't know anything about that, right? And you still got what you had yesterday. You still got it today. You get me? So that's why we need you guys out there, and we need you.
I feel as though like young people just posting that they're at a city council meeting will make other people want to go to one though. Right. So I feel like that's a good idea. Like how Snapchat is, all you have to do is take a picture of the floor and just put where you at. People gonna automatically look at it like,
she going that shit to me.
Mm-hmm. Let me go one to see how it is.
I think too, because smaller cities like we're in, it's all about competition.
Yeah.
Right.
So I feel like a lot of people will see you going and be like, "Oh, she ain't finna learn something more than me. So let me go."
Yeah.
So I think that would definitely make more people go. And I think, like you were saying, the different stuff you want around here, I feel like that's the reason why young people don't vote, because they feel like
it's nothing
here anyway. So why go and do that if nothing's gonna change? So I feel like that would definitely make more people.
If more young people posted that they would at a meeting, it would make you want to go.
So this is what I did.
Go to a meeting down. We need to start for real.
And let me tell you what I did.
Honestly, you talking today though makes me want to vote. Because I never really sat there and was like, let me go vote. I never really ever cared about voting for real.
Right.
But now that you're actually saying it, I'm hearing it like, I done heard my mom and them say it, and
Yeah, it's your duty.
But it's like,
and and this is one of the things too that I don't want to go too far over into the left, but why I feel like they don't want us to know our history, because people were killed for the right to vote. They had dogs. They were on them. They were hosed down with war. I mean, if I'm gonna go through all that to stop you from doing something, it must got a lot of power with it, right?
That's true.
So if I'm willing to kill you,
that's true,
to stop you, it must mean a lot. They would put jelly beans up, and they would not let people vote because unless they guessed how many jelly beans were in a jar. They use tricks like that. And of course, if you got the number there, I could have said the right number, but what you gonna say? No, that ain't it. Sorry, you can't vote today. And so all you have to have now is ID, and 18 years of age, and have the right to vote. You got to think about all the things that Martin Luther King went through, and Rosa Parks, and just different people, Edgar Meggers, just so many people went through that one simple thing so you can have a choice to get the right person in the seat that you knew was going to vote and speak in your best interest. And I feel like it's like a slap in the face, or saying, because I tell everybody that Martin Luther King is my dad and Malcolm X is my uncle and John F. Kennedy is my godfather. I've been saying this for so long, right? Since I've been a little girl. But I'm for everybody. I'm not for a certain race. I'm for everybody, because if you don't have something, that means that it's going to affect me, because if you don't have a job, my taxes got to pay for you, for your housing, for your food stamps, for your clothing, for your children, for your Medicare and Medicaid. So why wouldn't I want everybody to have a piece of the pie? Because if you got a piece of the pie, I can have mine by myself. But if you don't have a piece of the pie, I got to give you some of mine. And not about being selfish, but I want to make sure that you have, your children have, you can live, you have decent housing, you have a job, you are afforded every right that everybody else is afforded. There's no little I and no big I's in fair. It's just one I. Just make it fair. That's all. Make it fair for everyone. And so when we can do that, then we'll have a more cohesive understanding. Like everybody have a general understanding. And when everybody's making money, girl, everybody happy. Everybody eat good. Everybody happy. Because I cannot now say I don't want you to be living and you don't have food, shelter, clothing, those things, and I'm sitting over here like a fat rat. No, I can't. That's not me. I'm a servant. God made me a servant, so I'm just coming to see about you. I'm gonna share my stuff with you. Yeah, that's just how I am. Like, yeah.
I think it was really creative too how you went around at the tailgate.
Right?
That was good.
Yeah, seeing the pictures on Facebook, it's like, okay. I think it showed a lot of people too, like she's really dedicated. Because if you could take an event where people are really mainly focused on having fun and try to engage, like get more people to be engaged, it's like, okay, yeah, she deserves the vote.
Thank you. I'm gonna tell you, God did that. I didn't do that. Like I'm the type of person like I'm really gonna pray and ask God what to do. And I've been really stagnant a little bit. Like I really have my signs out late and everything because I was really waiting to hear from God. Like really. And I'm the type of person that if God tells me something, Lord, confirm it again. Like really give me confirmation one more time. So I know for sure. Because anything that I do and I put my hand to, I am compulsive. And I can't stop until I see it come to fruition. Yeah. Like, so if I'm going to put my hand to the plow for our community, then I'm driven. And I care. And sometimes I'm more driven than I care, and sometimes I care more than I'm driven. But both of them always produce something. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And yeah, because when you're a servant, even if you're tired, even if you're going through the troubles of life, because you're going to have those, you still got to serve. Like I still got to put the game face on. I still got. Some days when I came here to teach school, everything wasn't going good in my life. But guess what? We get ready to learn today, y'all. And that's how That's how
it's supposed to be.
And so I really want to. And another reason why I really want to run is because I do have a connect. I'm 56, but that's just the numbers. I can relate to your age demographic. I can relate to the older age demographic. It's like I don't know why, but they always say you're just so bubbly and so this and so that and everything. And I'm like, for real? Okay.
For real.
Okay, thank you.
So
but I think
go ahead.
I think you running too will make people vote though.
Yeah.
Because I feel like so many people like you.
Right.
As a teacher, like they like you as a stylist. I think people just like you, period. So I think that would make more young people vote anyway.
Now let me tell you, because I was asking for confirmation, and I got up, I was so tired because we had, was that homecoming? Yeah, that was homecoming weekend. So we had walked in the parade, and I didn't know that was a mile, but my body was like, girl, you're tired. You got around that corner, right? And I was like, oh, help me, Jesus, help me, Jesus. So I was like, we were, and then we did a lot of hair and makeup and different things like that. And so I was tired, but I just heard this voice say, get up and go to this homecoming thing, and go in there and print some signs off. And that was the first time I ever campaigned.
Really?
And yes, that was the first thing I said, okay, Lord, I'm going to get out here and
on Facebook, everybody is posting it.
All right, and everybody was like, oh, Miss Creaky, you running for real? I'm going to vote for you. I'm going to vote for you. I'm going to vote for you. Oh, we so happy. And I was like, it was overwhelming that I actually cried. I was like, tears of humility. I was humble. I was humbled by it. And I was like, for real? And it's like, yeah, we know you're going to fight for us. We know you're going to say what needs to be said. And I was like, for real, I talk too much. They was like, no, but we know you're not going to let nobody back you down. Right. I said, okay. So I was like, well, this must be meant for me to do. Yeah. So listen, what I did to get young people or more people to vote is I challenged everybody in my salon to come to well, not to vote, but to come to the county meetings. So everybody in my salon, you have to come. If your appointment is this week right here, you got to meet me there. You got to meet me there. So that's what you should listen, because in your business, your clients become your family.
That's right.
Because you see them every day. You see them for all events, sad or happy. You see parts of them that don't nobody else see, but just different stuff. You know them. They know you. And so they trust you. And because they trust you, and they like your vibe, they like your style, they're whatever you ask them to do, they're gonna do it. So if you say, y'all, we going to the meeting, and I want y'all to meet us up here, guess what they doing? They coming with y'all. Yeah, they're gonna come. That's so true. All my clients we're in the peanut gallery at every meeting and taking notes, and now they're starting to take 3 minutes to speak and say different things like that.
That's good. That's really good.
Yeah.
That's
so
really good.
yeah. So you have to use your exposure and use, your reach to bring the people in.
We were just saying it's all about who you know. For different stuff.
Yeah, and I always tell people, like, your business is your platform. Your business is your pulpit. Your business is you get to feed into people's lives in different ways. You're not just giving them a service, but it depends. Sometimes they're sad. Sometimes you have to comfort them. Sometimes they just like in a way. You have to, get their focus back together. It's like you're really serving them, not only with your service, but with what you believe in and how you're ministering to them. That's always been what my business has been. Like, I look at it as a ministry, and I just meet them on all levels. Good. Even in school, Lord knows, right? Even in school, like, you have to pour out of yourself into people, and that's how people build loyalty and trust, which is about the same thing. But like, even if you don't even do a good service, because they're loyal to you, guess what they're doing? They coming back. Yes, they coming back.
My teacher said the same thing. Mm-hmm. She said she missed somebody here up so bad. Mm-hmm. And they came back. All because of who she was.
And because you built that relationship with them. They know you and you know them. Like, with social media, we don't touch that much anymore. Like, we dating through an app, we talking through the screen and everything. So when you actually can lay your hands on a person, it's like your vibe is touching them. And so when you touch a person, it's a whole nother level of connection. It's an intimacy, but it's it's a business thing, it's a service, but it's still sometimes you may be the only person that touch a person. Like, I'm single, ain't nobody touching me. So if you're doing my hair, if you're waxing me, you're doing my pedicure and stuff, that's maybe my only sense of touch. And so you get to really know them, and they build up that confidence in you. That's just a little business nugget of truth.
What was I going to say just now? Oh, me and Yogi think about having an event coming up. And you would be sitting here listening to you talk, you would be a great person to speak at it. I'll say more about it later.
Okay. I get nervous, y'all, but then when I start talking, I don't think I know how to hush. But
that's how it is. Yogi's definitely the same way.
I have always loved to hear. She when she was in my class, like, she was very good with explaining things. Like, very, very, very good. Like, she got over explained, but that's what people want. Yeah, because they like, if you tell them what you're doing, like, I've been to the dentist. I've always been horrified of the dentist, right? But over there in McCall, it was Dr. Jajinsky, and it was the other guy, I think he retired. His bedside manner, he said, well, all right, Miss Ridges, now I'm going to do this right here, and you're just going to feel a little bit like this, and then you're just going to do right here, and then I'm going to kind of file. And I was like, I took it like a G. Because he was talking me through and making me have confidence and trust. Yes, and I was like, okay, we all right. I'm coming back. And so so it's that talking to people, it brings about a level of confidence that you just would not. I mean, look, people talk people off ledges.
That's
true. It's knowing what to say, when to say it, and how to say it.
I think it's definitely like Yoki said. People like people they can relate to. So it's like, I think you're very relatable for
the young
people around you.
Like, exactly like you said, the older crowd and the younger crowd. It's like, you're perfect. Like, you're right there with both. Like, it's
because
perfect.
Even if it's not you, it's like, everybody know you because of your kids. It's like, you're literally just...
They are y'all cousins.
Right there. They're really just right there. I think it's, I think you're a pretty great person to run.
Oh, thank you. I hope that
I wish I was
everybody
registered.
in District 4 thinks that I am
look,
a
if I'm
great
registered, could I still vote? Like,
well, you can vote for the mayor. Now, only people in my area can vote for me, which is District 4. And so District 4 is, I think, your councilman, like over there in your mom's area, that may be Tyrone Abraham.
Yep.
And he's awesome.
Yeah,
he is awesome. One thing about Tyrone Abraham, I don't care what district you in, you can call him and he's gonna see about what's going on. I don't care what district you're in. And that's what I like, because I'm gonna be the same way.
Yeah.
Like if I had a person that I wanna be like,
talking to you than they do.
Or they just might only just know his number, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. And so he done turn his well, you could call him, and right there, he's going to take it to the board. They're going to discuss it and such and such. And that, even though I represent a district, like a certain, like from Munderland Street to Main Street, and the housing development behind Food Lion, and up to Tyson Avenue, about that little section right before you get to the high school, those streets up in there. That's my area as well. And Jordan Street and Elizabeth Street, and those streets up in that area right there. So they have, and everybody needs to check the map, because they just redrew the lines. And why did they do it right now? I don't know. But they did it, and they just actually voted on the last reading. So things have to be read 3 times in order for it to actually be written, and this is law or ordinance, right? So they read it the last time at the on the state level, and so some people are like, you could just be 2 streets over now, and you're in another district.
That's like, we live across the street from my parents. And one side is city and one side is county. Literally right across the street. Right.
So that's, I'm telling you, it's like, it could be like on my street, Parsonage Street, one up there to maybe the railroad tracks is city, and then it turns to county, and then you cross the bypass and it's back city again.
It's crazy. Confusing too.
Right, it is. That's why we have to make sure that I posted it. I posted the map up there, and I periodically share it over and over, so people will know. And I'm like tagging people, so that they can share it, so that everybody know where their district is, so they'll know. But only my district actually has an opponent. I have 2 opponents, which are previous. They've been on different boards, and city council, county council, but I'm new to this, but I'm true to this. I'm younger, in mind and spirit. I'm open-minded, and I've traveled the world. I don't want to say I traveled the world, but I traveled the United States.
Right.
I've been on a couple of cruises, but but even in that, everywhere I go, I always look at architecture. I love houses. I look at how the money is floating, going around. What's vibing, what's popular, what's this, and I look at I always go to all the restaurants and see what's trending and different things, because if you're going to be competitive, you just cannot stay antiquated. I'm sorry, you cannot do what your mother, grandmother, and 7 years ago was doing. That's not trending right now. I'm sorry, that was demographic. That's not popular. We have to think about now and the future. Now they talking about we got extraterrestrial beings, and we thinking about 2030 and 2040. So I don't want to go back to 1940 and try to live like that when I want to be futuristic about 2020, 2030, 2040, and whatever we put on those books now is going to affect 2030, 2040. Sure. So that's why I want to be open-minded, and I want to, bring some things here so that we won't be so antiquated, because times are changing. Like, Beyonce done took us through this renaissance period, and you know,
Please don't get her started.
right, times are changing, like, you know, so we gotta make sure that we have what's needed for the young people, because you know, young people are our future.
Right.
What they say, once a man, twice a child. So you're a child, and then you grow up to be a man, but as you get older, you get feeble, you know, and so you're gonna go back to being a child. Like you may have dementia, you may have Alzheimer's, God forbid, but your children are gonna have to take care of you. And so if that's the case, then we want to make the town inhabitable, so that they would want to come back and take care of us. Because I'm going to tell you, old people like to stay at their house. They all tell you, I want to die home. I want to go home. I want to be near my school and my this and my that. So we got to get some of y'all to stay somewhere.
Right.
Right, yeah. And then when you do things, too, it keeps older people young.
Yeah,
exactly.
And that's one of the things that I've heard in business, is that a lot of people, when they come down here they move down here from New York and different places, because you know those retirement checks are good up there, and they move down here and they're like, I came down here to retire, but there's nothing to do.
Right.
So then they end up wanting to go back home or move somewhere else, and I want this place vibing so that we can have things for the young, the old, and the middle age to do, and we can do it.
Yeah.
We can do it.
Last question that I have. You have any more questions?
I think you better read my question.
Go ahead.
You can go ahead.
Go ahead.
What's your question?
The last question I see. Is that the question you was going to ask? I feel like that one ends off on a good note.
Yeah. Okay. If you were to be in control of a $1 million grant for the city and could use it any way you wanted, what would you do with it and why?
Okay, let me see. Well, you already know I'm about that business.
Right.
So I would be building, I'm about business. I would be building like a place where people can learn about business, and I would set up funding for at least a couple of $100,000 where people could come in, apply for, and fund their business. Like give them like create an incubator where they could learn about business, and then they could apply for a grant from within the grant and get money to start their business. What else would I do? I would want to. I'm really interested. I want to say this. I'm really interested in housing. We don't have enough housing here.
Right.
So we don't have enough. And I also would want to like maybe get some land or try to build some type of organization that we could get contractors to come in and buy the land and build housing developments, and then create something where people could get their credit repaired and different things like that, so they would be able to become home buyers. Because see, when you become a home buyer, you're not going anywhere. You staying here because you're setting up roots. And so I would want to create some type of incubator also with that money, where we could teach people how to get credit, and so that they could become home buyers. I don't want people to be renters. Right. I want people to be home buyers, because if you're a home buyer, you're staying.
Right.
And then if you're staying, we know that you're invested here. But also, when you're renting, you're making money for somebody else. Mm-hmm. But when you're a home buyer, that's an asset. Mm-hmm. And we need assets. We need things. We need assets. So I would want to do that. Then I would also want to, I'm all about knowledge and education. I would also want to teach people about different types of insurances that you can use, that you can purchase, where you can get loans and money off of the insurance instead of what they used to sell us.
Just
you know, so it's a lot of things that we just actually were left out of the loop. Mm-hmm. And so now that the loop is open for anyone, for come all, but just getting the people's minds ignited to think about those things is where I'm more, headed towards. Like, I want to have incubators. I want to have courses. I want to have classes. Like, I just think each one teach one.
Right.
Like, it's good for me to know a lot, but if I die, then what? Nobody else knows nothing. Right? So I want to, just create those types of things. And then if I had some change left over, I want to create a nice nightlife.
Right.
In the downtown area. I want bistros, I want jazz bars, I want brunch cafes with a DJ. That's where my mind going. Oh yeah, I want everything I see everywhere else. Why can't we have it here?
Right.
Yeah. So, and we have a bar downtown that's very lucrative and nice. So if that works, then guess what? Another one will work, and another one will work. And then I want to also get into crowdfunding. And crowdfunding is where a lot of people with money get together and they fund whatever it is, business that you're trying to start. And in the contract, of course, their money is in there for a certain amount of time, and then they get the residual incomes off of it. But you have a business, and then after so many years, you've paid them off, and then the business is yours to yourself. And we can do that on a small level. We don't have to have Daddy Warbucks. We don't have to have like, what I'm saying? Like, I've always said, man, I remember when I had children, people get like $10,000, $12,000 income tax. Like, if 3 people got together, man, they could purchase a house, and they could fix it up, and then they could sell it, or they could live in it for a while, and then they could go buy another house. It's just all about thinking, provoking the mind to think is what's going to fuel us into the future.
Right.
Yeah. So that's what I would do with my $1 million. But did y'all notice I didn't say a thing about me, did I? Because you know what?
Right.
I am such a content person. Like, I feel like I've shopped where I wanted to shop. I've eaten in all the places I wanted to eat. I've had it all. So my life to me is like about making the way for other people to experience those same things that I've experienced and even more. Because when I get older, all I'm going to be able to do is to sit back and y'all going to come and tell me where y'all been. Miss Cricket, I went here and we did this and I drank and I had this on and I ate this and I did that and we rode in this and that's how older people live through younger people.
Yeah,
that's true.
Right, and so that's what's going to happen.
I actually do have another question too.
Okay.
I think I made one. How do you feel about us not having a hospital?
Ooh, well, let me tell you, with so many allergies, and I carry an EpiPen because I'm just like, when you work in chemicals, your body develops a lot of different allergies, right? So, through products and things like that over the years. So, I have a lot of allergies. And I've had an incident where I was having an allergic reaction, and I wasn't sure if my EpiPen was going to work. And so I went to the ambulance, which is right around the block from my house, and they serviced me on the truck. But I was in more panic because I was thinking, with an allergy, you have a 15-minute window that your throat can close up, right? And so I'm thinking like, oh my God, like I can't even get to the emergency room, or either they won't be able to take me to somewhere local. They're going to have to take me to Laurinburg, or they're going to have to take me to Sherrod, or they're going to have to take me to Florence. And it's just like, it's sad, and we need one.
Exactly.
So desperately.
I feel like since everyone was talking bad when we did have a hospital, and now that we don't have a hospital, now y'all want it. Like, yeah. I feel like that's so crazy too.
But hopefully that the powers that be are working on trying, if we cannot get a hospital, but have an emergency, 24-hour emergency.
Because even urgent care not 24 hours, and that's what I be wondering. Like,
and then the other thing, they don't take certain Medicaids, or
they don't even do walk-ins anymore. unless you are early.
Like, they would turn you
Sure,
around.
don't even do, they
They
turn
pick
you
and
around.
choose the days they want to take clients or
Yes.
not. Well, patients or not.
You have to have an appointment.
I found out that is so crazy.
Wow.
Because
you know why they had to develop an urgent care? In my mind, this is not factual, but in my mind, I noticed that when I was younger, we went to the health department to get our shots, and we went to the doctor once a year to get a checkup. And then, of course, if just something was wrong with, like you would go to the doctor, right? And the doctor's office used to be in the hospital, but I'm, in the city. Okay. So then I noticed as after I started having my children, they would always give you a return appointment, even just for a cold or just, something like that. So now, if your calendar is filled up with return appointments for simple things, because I can call you and tell you if I'm still not, I can make another appointment. But if it's filled up with return appointments, then when the person who's actually feeling sick that day, they can't get an appointment because you have all of these return appointments for and they have a quota to fill, I guess, and so then that knocks you out. So then your mind says, well, I know I'm not feeling good, but I really don't want to go to the emergency. Like maybe my chest is a little, I want to make sure I don't have pneumonia or anything, but I'm just feeling some kind of way. Not like it's detrimental, like my heart is, or something like that. But then you can't get to your regular doctor because they have all this return stuff. You don't want to go to the emergency room because you don't want to go and pay a $500 deductible just to go to the emergency room visit for a sprained wrist or a toe or something like that, because that's something that you should be able to go to the doctor for. So now what they had to do is go and create an urgent care, which is in between the doctor, because you can't get to your doctor and you don't want to go to the emergency room because the emergency room visit is anywhere from $1,500 to $2,500, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so now they have urgent care. So that's why you start seeing all these urgent cares pop up, because the person who's just sick today I woke up sick this morning. Oh, let me go to the doctor. I'll call my doctor. Well, the doctor can't see you until such. So you're going to go to urgent care. So that's how urgent care, because there was a need, so they had to come up with a way. And so that's how I feel that was created. But if we can't get the urgent care, then my, what's a girl to do?
Exactly.
I'm just trying to figure out. That's
why not urgent care, just taking patients. Like,
their doctor office.
Their doctor office. Urgent care. And I feel like that is just so crazy because if I'm over here having an allergic reaction, what am I going to do? Y'all telling me to go to lumber.
Right. So now I know that it is urgent care and it's Marlboro practice. But and matter of fact, my doctor is there. That I do go there, and so wow. So we're gonna need another urgent care. Well, I tell you what, I know that the present sitting mayor and the city council and the city administrator, which we have 2 new administrators. We have a new city administrator, and they are very, very, very important as to how the city is ran. So they have they're the brains. And then we have a new county administrator. Our city administrator is William Simon. His father used to be the sheriff here. He's just doing an awesome job. And then our county administrator is Tony Clyburn, and he's only been there, I guess total they've been there about 10 weeks. But when I tell you, if you guys would come to the meetings, so many things are about to happen in Marlboro County. We are on the cusp of some great things happening. We're getting a water park. They've revitalized the golf course. It's open to the public. You can go fishing out there. They are redoing the country club. They're modernizing.
I was just talking about the country club. So I'm like, why is the country club, the swimming pool closed?
Because we're getting a new Olympic-sized swimming pool. So we're gonna have aquatic. Yeah, we're gonna have aquatics at the golf course over there. We're gonna have a what you call it, little pad, splash pad. We're gonna have a swim, a slide to go down into the pool. Yeah, we're doing some good things. Yeah, we're doing some great things. Then they're also working on some other things in the future. So that's why I say you gotta voice what you want, and then when you say what you want, the people, the person that you voted in, they're gonna try to get it. They're gonna look for grants. They're gonna look for funding, and so we need you young people to come and say what you need.
How often do they have the city council meetings?
City council meeting is, I think, the first Tuesday of the month, and county council is the second Tuesday of the month. Now, county council meeting is at the Economic Development Center, which is right across the street from, I guess we want to call it the old hospital. I'm older now, so I still call right there, going down the hospital hill, the old hospital, right there. It's right across the building, and city council meets right down here at the building that used to be Marco Electric. Now it's the police station at the annex, the police station annex. That's where they meet. Yeah, and don't be afraid, ladies. Don't be afraid. Be present. Ask questions. It's the best thing in the world is to be informed.
It's true.
Yeah, there's no dumb question. There's no, no, ask, and so that you'll know. So, cause we need you. Like, we really need to know, what is it that y'all want? Like, what is it that you want here? Like, well, if you had $1 million, you threw it at me, I'm throwing it back at you.
I would definitely do more lounges.
What would you do? Okay.
I would definitely open up more lounges.
Okay.
I would figure something out about the hospital too. At least somewhere urgent, like 24 hours, somewhere you could go.
Right.
These potholes, have them fixed.
More restaurants.
Yeah.
Because that creates more jobs too. That's about my biggest things, honestly.
Me too.
Yeah.
I wish that our downtown was somewhere where I want to just walk downtown.
Right.
So definitely some downtown.
I just want to build it up.
Right.
I just want to make it. I don't want to have to drive
like bring more.
To have to
bring more everything.
Right, because we don't want to fight the deers at night.
Right.
We don't want to feel unsafe on those dark highways. I want to be able to take 10 to 15 minutes after I've done whatever I was doing downtown and go home and different things like that. So I'm with you on that. Yeah. So what is it that, would you like it better? Okay, so would you want it more downtown, or how do you feel about it being like business being here on the outskirts, like on 15401 and things like that, or would you rather have it in the downtown area?
I want both.
But I think,
everyone's always, when you talk to somebody, they always say, we're going downtown wherever they live at in their city. So I would like to be like, I'm just going downtown in my city too, like, to this place.
Right.
Yeah, I think both. I don't think I have a preference over
like where it's located at. It's just we need it.
Yeah. I like the fact that there's housing downtown, and I'm sure the people that live in the housing would like to be able to just come downstairs and go to the restaurant and come back up and go downstairs and go to a bar or whatever, and and different things. It's a new way of life.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we don't want to.
I would just talk with more children, like somewhere like teens can hang out, so they won't be getting into trouble. Like, I feel like it's nothing for no one to do. So children just decide to do a lot of stupid things where they could just chill and be safe and have fun. I can tell that
Venusville is changing a little bit though, because they're offering DoorDash.
Yeah.
Like
it's coming up, but it's like really slow.
Yeah.
That's it.
And you know what? And I'm gonna say this. I'm not gonna beat the dead horse, but I'm gonna say this again. If you guys come and you speak that for your 3 minutes, they're gonna take account of it, and they're gonna say, these people really want such and such. We gotta do this. We gotta find a way to get this done. That's gonna make the people stay. Because you got to think of the people that's sitting up there on the boards. They're in their 50s, 60s. Maybe someone maybe in their 40s. But I say from 40 on up. And so they need to hear from the young people and tell them what's going to make us stay here, buy a home here, invest in commercial property and different things. Like what's going to make me want to have children here. And so that's why I want to, bring it all back to, school, and everybody has to be held accountable, and everybody has to put on their thinking caps and say, what can we do to bring our cities and our town and our county back to where we are competitive and we can keep our homegrown people. Now I'm going to tell you, it's a lot of people moving here. Who do you think moving here?
Older people.
And people from city life. Mm-hmm. They same thing attracted me here. Oh, it's so quiet and slow, and and everybody speaks to each other and say, "Hey." Even driving in the car, they waving at you, and I'm like, "I'm driving. I'm not waving." But a lot of people are moving here, but they're moving here with either retired or either technical jobs, like they work online and stuff. So listen. We can't it's okay for them to move here. We want everybody to move here. That's fine. But we can't leave our hometown and then when we come back, we don't have anything that we were used to. And we didn't have a hand in creating that. So we need to stay here because then this becomes their home and no longer your home. You get what I'm saying? And then when you come back, you're like, everything changed.
This is my last question, for real.
Okay.
Are there any special requirements that you have to have in order to run for city council? Like, do you have to be a certain age? Is there anything?
18. Have a voter base. Basically, it's a popularity contest.
Right. That's what
the mayor is a popularity contest. Some of the offices at the courthouse like that for a popularity contest. There's no prerequisites for it. You just have to have a base, have people to vote you in, and city council is 4 years, and I think all of that is 4 years when you're voted on. And no, it's just popularity. But I thought about that and I was like, well, who's popular? But I need to know that you stand for something. Just because you might be the loudest speaker, I need to know what you're saying. You might be talking food talk or something. You ain't what you talk about ain't getting on nothing. Right. I need to know your character. I need to know I need to know you in and out of season. You know what I'm saying? And I need to have seen how you have operated throughout the years. I just don't trust anybody that I don't know. You don't have I hate to say it, but go to the Facebook and look at some of the, how they think or whatever. Facebook tells it all. But it's really a popularity because you just have to be 18 years old. That's it. You can actually really be a mayor. Yeah. Now, a lot of 18 years don't run for that, but we have had some city council people throughout time, like 20, 23, 24. Jaheim McClure was running at one time for county council. But he has actually gone to school for political science. He's always been into politics. That's who he is. But yeah, it's just a popularity contest. But I still would like to know what the person stands for and how they think. Right. Yeah.
Well, that's all I have.
Me too.
Well, ladies, I have really enjoyed this. I was nervous, but y'all made me feel right at home. Yeah. And it's just so beautiful in here.
Thank you.
Can I rent it like an Airbnb? Night on the couch.
Somebody asked us what they do here.
Can you put it on Airbnb so I can rent it just for a night or something? It's so beautiful and it's so cozy. And I just want to say thank you guys for venturing off into new territory with this podcast, and because people really need to hear how people think on all sorts of topics and stuff, because you can't really listen to the news per se, because even the news is scripted. And reality TV is scripted reality TV. So when you can get a person that's speaking straight from the hip and from the heart, then that is, real. And so this is a new changing dynamic in the world today, and I'm just glad that you girls just grabbed it by the horns and y'all just rocking with it. I like it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I like it.
Trying something different.
Yes.
See how it goes.
Great questions. She over here all cool and stuff. She's shooting them questions at you. Like,
my voice kind of gone. I was trying.
Oh no, you did an awesome job.
You did great.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Kudos to both y'all. I love it.
We're gonna talk about that event in a minute. But yeah.
Okay.
Thank you for coming on here.
But thank you for having
Teaching
us.
us a few things.
A lot of things.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Okay. Knowledge is power.
That's true.
Yeah, knowledge is power.
Go ahead.
But thanks for watching the Can't Tell Us Nothing podcast. Again, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. And for all the young people and older people, make sure y'all go vote.
District
Register
4,
to vote.
Donna Ridges.
Yeah. And yeah, thanks for watching, y'all.
And send this video to everybody that you know.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Start voting.